Hey guys, welcome back to the Kinwoven home. My name is Sharrah, and today we're going to talk about, I don't really know yet. I have to fill in for Lan today and remember how to shoot from the camera because I forgot.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Kinwoven home. My name is Sharrah, and today we're gonna step into another conversation about design styles. A few weeks ago on shopping for your design style, a lot of you guys asked the question, what do you do if you're more than one style? Or what do you do if the person you live with has a different style than you? How do you mix them? You may have just taken the design style quiz. A lot of you guys comment and say, I got my results and I have 15% glam, 10% farmhouse, 40% coastal. What do I do? How do I combine those? What does that mean? So today I'm gonna be addressing 7 of the top design style combos. There are lots more than that, so if you guys have a certain combination that I did not touch on that you want me to talk about in a future video, leave your comment below, let me know, and maybe we'll make a part 2 to this series. If you guys are new and you haven't joined the Kinwoven home fam, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up because you're gonna love it. Question of the video is, what is your favorite snack food? We're all home snacking, aren't we? We have our yummy quarantine snacks. Well, mine is watermelon. I could eat an entire watermelon all by myself. What is yours? Leave me a comment below. Okay, let's get started on today's video. The first combo is Farmhouse and Modern. The farmhouse style is really cozy and rustic, and the modern style is a lot more sleek, a lot more straight lines, and a little bit cooler. These styles really work well together because the modern elements really elevate the rustic farmhouse style. So when you kind of mix the two, you get this really clean, streamlined, cozy look. Okay, so I'm gonna do this thing where I show you guys a sliding scale. One end is gonna have one style and one end is gonna have the other. And if you wanna be a perfect combo of both, you'll kind of have a lot of both sides represented. But if you wanna lean more into the farmhouse or more into the modern, then you're gonna put more of those individual elements into your home and sprinkle the other style very lightly throughout your home. Does that make sense? For a modern farmhouse home, you're gonna wanna keep your color palette pretty neutral. You're also gonna wanna bring in more of the wood accents and a lot of natural fibers. More of those elements are gonna bring you more to a farmhouse modern, or a lot of black, sleek, steel type materials are gonna bring you over to a modern farmhouse. See how that works? If you wanna be right in the middle, put even amounts of both right into your home and you will have a perfectly balanced modern farmhouse. The second combo is Scandinavian and MidCentury. Now these styles go really well together because they are very similar in their furniture shapes and styles. They were created in like the 50s. One was in the United States and one was over in the Norwegian, Scandinavian land. I should know the correct geography. The Scandinavian style definitely leans a lot cozier, whereas MidCentury leans into a lot more colors and a little bit funkier styles and a little bit more retro. So here are a few elements to look for to beautifully combine these two styles. So in the middle, you would want to be combining straight-legged furniture or pegged leg furniture. You'd want to include some organic elements, like a lot of indoor plants. You'd want to utilize some organic wood tones and a lot of natural fabrics that are very neutral in kind of color palette. If you want to kick it more into the mid-century style, I would encourage you guys to use some more retro shapes. Also, those curved arched lights, that are floor lamps that kind of arc over. You can also include things that have a lot brighter, more saturated color, so leaning more into the oranges or the jewel tones. On the Scandinavian side, it is much more neutral. So if you want to keep it really light into the beiges and the grays and the whites, still using a lot of the wood, but it's a little bit lighter color wood. It's not quite as honey colored, and just kind of bringing that retro vibe into the cozy vibe just blends really, really beautifully. The third design style combos that actually go really well together are Scandinavian and Glam. And that is because they both have a lot of cozy elements in them.
Scandinavian.
Tyler would like to call this style Scandinavian. Scandinavian is very cozy and a lot more organic, whereas Glam is very luxurious and a little bit more elevated and a little bit more sparkly. Now, both of them have a lot of similar elements. They love faux furs, they love cozy velvety textures, and where they start to get different is in their color palette. So the Glam style on this sliding scale is gonna be a lot more brighter colors, it's gonna be a lot more pinks, it's gonna be a lot more glittery finishes or mirrored finishes, things that are a little bit more sparkly. On the Scandinavian side, you've got more woods, you have a lot more organic finishes, and a lot cozier textures that have a much neutral color palette. If you want to combine these, a really perfect harmony of these two different styles would be maybe using wood furniture with a lighter and more pink and black color palette, or you could use the Glam furniture, which is a lot of mirrored furniture, acrylic furniture, and keep your color palette super neutral using those nice big chunky wool knit blankets that you guys have probably seen on Pinterest everywhere, and keeping, again, the color palette, keep that neutral, but use a lot of the finishes in the Glam style, and you'll have a beautiful combo of the two. Number 4, MidCentury and Bohemian. The reason they go well together is they both really love color. You'll see in Bohemian, you can really go wild with your color palette. There's like no rhyme or reason or pattern, no modernness to the Bohemian style. It's just very willy-nilly, a lot of layered rugs, a lot of pom-poms and poofs, and just a lot of zigzaggy patterns everywhere. Within the MidCentury, you do have a lot of those rich honey color woods. You have a lot of greens, a lot of yellows, a lot of oranges, some jewel tones. So you can see the color palettes really speak to each other. Now, a way to combine the two would be to use the color palette that's pretty allowed on both sides, but then use the shape of the MidCentury furniture. The boho style is all about natural artifacts, bringing the outdoors in, making it very earthy. Whereas on MidCentury Modern, you're gonna have a lot more clean, streamlined, patterned furniture pieces, artwork. If you bring the two together, maybe use some of the modern lines, keep the colors really fun, and use a lot of plants, and you'll be good to go. Number 5, Coastal and Farmhouse. Now these two go really well together, and they really provide a beautiful after when you do this right. You have the coziness of the farmhouse element, and you have the serenity of the coastal element, and you bring the two together, you have a really nice, beautiful blue, natural sea, sand color palette with some earthy, reclaimed wood, white wood touches of texture around your house, and it ends up looking super beautiful. Some elements that look really good in a farmhouse coastal combination. You've got really beautiful subway tile you can utilize, and even shiplap. That looks obviously very coastal. You also have a lot of found items in both sides. So if you go to the farmhouse style, you have a lot of old crates and old bottles and old signs that you can kind of repurpose. And then on the coastal side, you have a lot of shells and a lot of found rope and some old bottles that are wrapped in rope. On the farmhouse side, you do have a neutral color palette, but it kind of leans a lot more into the distressed woods. If you bring in the coastal vibe, which is a lot more blues, some sand color, just the coastal color palette in general, and you add that to a lot of the coziness in farmhouse, and you'll be really surprised at how beautiful your home will turn out. Another combo that's great is Glam and Traditional. So the reason these two work together really well is they both are all about the detail. They really specialize and focus on carved furniture, rounded edges, vintage and kind of Victorian style detailing on the furniture. They lean in a lot to the luxurious velvety textures and patterns. The way that they differ is within Traditional, you do have a lot more darker color palettes, some browns, some deep reds, whereas with Glam, it is a little bit more casual in the sense that the color palette is lighter. You have pinks, you have blacks, it's a little bit sassier. Within Traditional, you do have a lot more floral prints, you have a lot more, sometimes striped, patterned in like your curtains and things like that. And on the Glam side, it's a lot more animal prints. So you have like a leopard or a zebra print, you have a lot of black and pink, kind of contrasted. So I would recommend picking one of the two color palettes and then pick some of the decor elements or the texture elements of the other style.
Glamditional.
Glamditional. And last but not least, let's talk about contemporary and minimalism. These two styles are all about function and a monochrome color palette, so they do work really well together. They think that less is more. They like a lot of clean, streamlined, sometimes a little cooler vibe. You have a lot of concrete, a lot of stone. There is a little bit more coziness on the minimalist side than there will be on the contemporary side. So if you can bring the coziness of the minimalism into the contemporary, straight line, modern, clean, cut, to the point style, it turns out really beautiful. They also both really love clean and open floor plans, so that is something that they can meet in the middle on. So if you really do bring in your coziness of your minimalist style, less is more, into more of a color blocking, geometric shapes that you find in the contemporary style, mix that in with it, you're gonna have a really beautiful combo that I think you're gonna be really happy with. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has helped you guys feel a little bit more confident in combining your design styles in your home. If you're into this topic, we do have a design session all about combining design styles, and it's actually one of my favorite sessions my mom and I did together. Tyler was our guinea pig, and I think you guys would really learn a lot from it and have a lot of fun doing it. If I did miss any design style combos that maybe are your two favorites, leave a comment below, and maybe we'll do another video on this specific topic. And again, if you guys need help with figuring out your design style, we do have the quiz that I will link below, and also my Pinterest page. I have separated all these different styles by style, so if you're like, hey, what is glam? I don't really understand what it looks like. Go check that out. You'll start to identify some of those elements and kind of teach yourself the difference between each of the styles. And don't forget to thumbs up the video and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next video, whenever that may be, a week or two. And I hope you guys are having a great time at home. See you later.